In this video, I would like to talk about the research on our thoughts. Remember, the way we think is how we feel, and how we feel is how we react or how we behave. We tend to think all the time, and a lot of the time, the thing we think are usually negative, and we have very few positive thoughts. And negative thoughts affect our mood. So, to live a happy life, a life with less stress, we need to manage these negative thoughts. And in this video, we will talk about the research to find out what is the percentage of our negative thoughts in our life. So let's start. A medical research conducted in 1985 at the University of Maryland School of Medicine showed how our internal and external dialogues affect our blood pressure and heart. There are many other research showing that how we think is affecting our mood and also affect us physically. It can affect our blood pressure, it can affect our heart, it can affect our muscles, it can cause muscle tension, it can cause migraine and many other medical problems. So how we think does affect our mood and does affect us medically also. Human tends to have more negative thoughts than positive thoughts, and most of the time we don't have any control on which thought will pop up in our mind. The National Science Foundation in 2005 published a research article that 80% of human thoughts per day are negative, and 95% of those thoughts each day are the same repetitive thoughts a person had a day before. So imagine if we keep trying to avoid these negative thoughts, then we will spend a considerable amount of time during our day on these thoughts. So in other words, it's almost impossible to avoid these negative thoughts, as 80% of our thoughts are negative. A lot of time we get upset, we get frustrated. Why am I having those thoughts? Why am I having these negative thoughts? So remember, there is a research showing that most of our thoughts are negative, so we cannot control these thoughts popping up in our mind. Another research done at Penn State University, the researchers found that 91% of people worries does not come true. So imagine that we worry all the time and 91% of those worries does not come true. In 2005, a study at Cornell University found that 85% of things we worry about never happen. So in the earlier study, they found 91% of the things does not happen that we worry about. In this research from Cornell University found that 85% of the things we worry about does not happen. So what happens with the remaining 15%? Out of the remaining 15% of the worries that does happen, 79% of the people discovered that either they could handle the problem better than they thought they will, or those difficulties taught them a lesson. So if you do the calculation, then 96.85% of our worries does not have any merit. And it happens because we worry a lot. We think we will not be able to manage problems. We wrongly think we don't have enough resources to manage our problems. So in short, we will not be able to stop how we are thinking. But the research shows that most of our thinking is negative, and we only have few percentage of thinking that are positive. So if we try to avoid these negative things, we will not able to. We have to learn how to deal with these negative thoughts, and that's where cognitive behavioral therapy, mindfulness based therapy, acceptance and commitment therapy and other therapies does help. So hopefully I was able to tell you or able to convince you that most of our thoughts are negative, but we can manage these negative thoughts. We can work on it, and most of the time, what we worry about actually does not happen. Thanks for watching.